ready for a conversation with unfiltered truths, politically incorrect statements, and a ton of shit that will piss you Karens off. You've been officially warned. Welcome to the Big Mike Podcast with your host, Big Mike.
Hey everybody, this is Big Mike. This is Big Mike Podcast. My cohort, what's up?
How you doing?
All right, man. Let's get after it. So, we haven't done anything since Quick Bix since the 6th.
Since the 6th, yep.
With all the stuff going down. So everybody's, if you guys watch what's going on, holy crap. Everybody just stay calm, okay? There's so many conflicting reports out there. What's going on? What's truly happening? Is these people going to be brought to justice? All kinds of stuff. I can't say too much. I'm just going to go ahead and give you my spiel on what's going on. Information's coming. It's hyperbolic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Super hyperbolic. So I'm going to go through what I got here, some sources, some intel.
What you could get because they're actually
right. So we're pretty much. You guys already know. I don't have to beat this dead horse. Parlor's down. Free speech pretty much across all the boards. I'm surprised we're able to do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is done.
Yeah.
Done. There's nothing you're going to be able to do right now. People are in a panic. The next couple of days are going to be hairy. Whatever you see on the mainstream news is not exactly what's going on. Not exactly at all what's going on. I'm going to go over some key details, some stuff people are missing. You're getting a lot of information all over the place. What I try to do is I try to simplify this down so you guys can understand it. You guys are getting vague, like you're getting half-truths a lot of the times, and it's really starting to tick me off with some of these people here on this platform that are just, what they're doing is they're rocketing videos out. They're saying half-truths.
Mm-hmm.
All they're doing is chasing views right now.
Yeah.
So whatever they're doing right now, you're watching it. I watched a few of them, and I was like, well, where do these people come up with this information? Okay. The funny part of it is after talking to sources that I know here in Texas and up in Virginia and a couple other places that are hardcore sources, these ain't half-ass sources or somebody on some chat room said something and it just went viral or this is happening and that's happening. So let me give you what's going down that people ain't paying attention in the background of Washington, D.C., because what you're seeing on mainstream media is a propaganda show. You're going to see reports of everything. That's not what's going on, okay? First, let's go ahead. We're going to start with the Italian stuff. The Italian stuff is key. A lot of people ain't paying attention to that. I'm going to give you all some, not inside baseball, some information that was privy to me that I know about that people ain't paying attention to. That just because everything's going so fast. They want something to happen super quick, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. That's not what's going down. So let's just stop for 5 minutes, take a deep breath, and this is what I'm going to lay out to you. Okay? Stop listening to all these people that are just. If you guys notice, what are you doing? What are you pointing at?
Stop looking at the cameras. Look at the
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. We're dealing with some technical stuff.
Yeah, the video's a little messed up.
So what you guys notice is you're seeing little nuances of things in the background happening. Okay, what I'm saying is on right now on this platform, YouTube, right now. If you guys notice, if you guys see, like there's people out there, and you got to stop with this crap because all they're doing right now, y'all, is they're just view hunting.
Mm-hmm. That's
all it is. Some people are dropping video after video after video. You probably seen it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Last night I was, we were going over this stuff. Cohart here is down a little bit. He had a little bit of issue with his jaw and teeth, so getting it all fixed. So if you hear him just say, that's pretty much what's going on today. So you probably ain't going to be able to speak too much, but when he does, he'll have something to say. Don't get caught up in the YouTube chasing the views. I know people right now are scrambling. They're just putting a certain quote up there, and people are getting ungodly amount of views. Channels you've never even heard of.
They're clickbaiting.
They're clickbaiting you, and they're giving you half-truths. Yeah. So, look, I'm going to bring this down. You might have heard some of this stuff, but I'm going to give you some intel behind the stuff you haven't heard yet, okay? So let's go from here, okay? Step one, key point of this whole thing right now in the last couple of days is Italy. People ain't paying attention to Italy. Mm-hmm. Stuff is coming out. You're going to start seeing reports and stuff like that. The news is going to dismiss all this straight up.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised one bit, because some of the stuff and some of the stories you're going to see the military's doing this, the military's doing that. Mm-hmm. Nope, doesn't happen. They're not making no changes. Pentagon hasn't done anything, okay? And towards we get to the end of the show, I'm going to tell y'all what y'all need to do and what you don't need to do from this point on, okay? If you really want to support this country and you really want to have a level head about things, I'll tell you that at the end. So let me get right to the Italy thing, okay? Key points. Like I said before in my previous podcast, look, I'm going to give you the information that makes you go out and look. I'm not going to make you think. I'm not going to think for yourself. You're going to think for yourself. Stop being lazy and listening to people and go check out some of this information. If you don't want to go on Google, go to DuckDuckGo and start checking things out.
Yeah, can you trust Google?
At this point, I don't know. No one's trusting anybody.
I can't trust them.
So do all your searches at DuckDuckGo.com. You see what's happened to Parler. They smacked them. Kind of knew that was going on. If you were going to build a platform like that and you knew you were going to go after the big bluebird or the 800-pound gorilla, in my mind as a business owner, you should have had a contingency plan set back. You were growing that rate. You were making that kind of cash. Mm-hmm. You should have, like most business owners don't do. They don't have a contingency plan in the background. So shame on Parler for doing that.
Well, now they're moving to Gab server.
Well, it doesn't matter. They need their own platform. Build your own platform. Yeah. Stop relying on these big guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. So let's get right to it. So key points on Italy, okay? I want you guys to look up a name called Mara Zak, okay? She was leading the investigation in Italy. A lot of people don't know this, okay? Mm-hmm. This woman has got the list, the affidavits. I actually got a copy of the affidavit sent to me. His name's Attore D'Ella, is the one who went in front of the judge and gave the affidavit about the switching of votes in Italy and all that kind of stuff that's going on. The blackouts, think about this. This news was released, okay, they had this a couple of days ago, way before the 6th.
Okay.
They had this way before
switching the votes in the American election?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Miss Zak here that we're talking about, she was in the investigation dealing with the Italian government, trying to get all this stuff done, and it was really difficult because, of course, she doesn't have the privy in the purse of the government right now to do this type of stuff. So she got all the information together, right? No, and when she got this information together, she wants to give it and present it in front of Trump personally. Okay. One key person of interest people need to look at and start deep diving on is Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows at every single type of angle try to obstruct, block, do all the kind of information from Trump. Trump thought he was a good dude. Trump figured out real quick what he was. Now, if you look into Mark Meadows, I checked him out. I got some information on him. He's pretty heavy in the pharmaceutical stuff.
Does that surprise you too?
Okay. So he's pretty heavy in the pharmaceuticals. He doesn't want this information out because what happens is this information comes out and they go start, deep diving all this stuff, discovery starts to happen, and his name's in a lot of stuff. So Mark Meadows, start checking him out. He's a snake in the grass. This woman tried to present this information to Trump, and Mark Meadows blocked her, and he wanted it in 3 minutes. He wanted the whole information in 3 minutes, and she's looking at him like there's no damn way.
No.
So what she had to do is she's securing private planes to get these people out of Italy who are trying to stay protected because of this information that's being disposed.
Okay.
That's what's going on. A lot of people don't realize that what's happening. She don't have the money to do it, so she's trying to get different factions and things like that to get the money to get these people moved. So far from that information, I haven't heard anything moved on that. I did hear a rumor that the president of Italy was arrested, but that's
rumors only.
That's a rumor, y'all. That's a rumor. Unless there's hard evidence that we could see something. I'm about 70% sure that might be true, might not be, but I know there's some other people that are involved in all this. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I want to talk about another subject. That Italy, keep Italy in key, and Mark Meadows is key. You're going to hear that name come up quite a bit because when it all comes down to it, they're going to want to ask and find out why Trump wasn't privy to the information, because people are blocking information. It's just like owning a big company, right? And you have your manager, and you're waiting on a report, and then the manager tries to change the report, so you don't know what's really going on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's exactly what's going on with all this. Okay, is your managers are not giving you the proper reporting that you need to make a proper decision, and then when shit hits the fan, all of a sudden you're like, well, I wasn't, and then he's like, well, I don't know, and they try to cover it up. That's what it is across the board. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, some other information. Now, a lot of people, I had a conversation about this, about Space Force. Space Force does not mean aliens and shit.
Okay.
Space Force is cyberspace. Okay. Trump put this in place. It's the 17th arm of the intelligence communication.
Mm-hmm.
And since Trump brought that in, Trump has probably all the information that's going on. So this has probably been from day one an investigation and probably on everything that's going on. Because the CIA is dirty. That's why he brought in JSOC back into him, so he runs JSOC 100%, which if you guys don't know what JSOC is, Joint Spec Ops Command, it's where all the Delta and all the, Green Team and all that kind of stuff go through. Trump's in charge of that. Okay, for people who don't understand what's going on, Joint Chiefs of Staffs, look, that's not working right now. Trump's in charge of all of it. He's still the president. He's in charge. Don't get it twisted. So basically what it was, Space Force was set up to monitor the CIA, the FBI, and other intel agencies in the government. So Trump can have firsthand, because he knew going in, he knew that the swamp was deep, and he knew he wasn't going to get the intel he needed. That's why Space Force was set up. Go check it out. You'll see there's all kinds of stuff. Okay. Moving on here. I'm gonna get to this quick. I'm gonna be shooting off, firing pretty quick, so just still stay with me, y'all. Okay? So now, we all know Nancy Pelosi's laptop was jacked during the whole January 6th thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what people don't know, it's not just Nancy Pelosi's laptop that was taken.
Yeah.
There were several offices that computers were taken out of and all that. I believe it was an SF operation. They got filtered in there. They went. That's what they do best, Special Forces. Went in there and got the intel. They needed some intel. That's why you see Nancy Pelosi losing her ever-loving mind. And her campaign aide came out.
I haven't heard anything from her except for the whole impeachment thing.
Well, she wants to play it.
3 days. I haven't heard anything.
She's
from
backed off on that. There's a reason why. So her aide came out and said there's nothing on there incriminating. But if that was the case, if there's nothing incriminating, then why the hell is Nancy Pelosi freaking out?
Yeah.
And then yesterday, she appointed someone else to be temporary House Speaker. She didn't show up.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, yeah, she's done it before in November or something like that.
that.
But it just seemed kind of funny with all this going on that she just miraculously, and that was her pulpit. That was her pulpit to do all that. And then all of a sudden she just gave someone the other because inside what's going on, and I'm telling you what's going on, they got, I think, roughly in the excess of maybe 15 to 20 computers. Okay, computers and laptops, not just laptops, computers and laptops.
Okay.
So you're about to see the Democrats just go all out, balls out, hyperbolic about everything.
Well, they already are. They're trying to do an impeachment with 9 days left.
Right. Straight up. Okay. Now, let's go. Okay. Now, y'all guys have been hearing this. The news quickly debunked it, but we have people here in Texas that I made a phone call and found out some stuff. They said there was a report that Trump was in Abilene at one of the comm bases, that he was there while they were doing that. And then the report super quick within an hour, Trump's not in Texas. Here's the deal, y'all. Dyer's Air Force Base is the biggest Air Force base in the world. It's based out of Texas. Dyer's Air Force Base was, if you look back, was the one where the 2 nukes came up missing a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
2 nuclear warheads came up missing for that. I'm going to give you all a scenario of the nukes, the nukes and how this all ties in. Okay, now I'm not going to take you down a rabbit hole. I just want you to check this out, okay? This is my thoughts, my personal opinion, and from the information I've got here, I think it's what do you keep pointing at?
Look at the camera.
Oh,
You're looking at the laptop.
I'm not worried about the camera right now at this point. I'm trying to keep my train of thought, so let's just keep going here. So, Dyer's Air Force Base in Texas. It's a nuke base, one of the largest in the world. Okay, this is where the nukes were taken. I think about. I don't want. I must probably say the wrong date, but I think it was like 7-8 years ago, to my knowledge. 2 nukes just came up missing out of nowhere. I'm gonna tie this back into uranium-1 because this is part of their little 16-year plan when Obama was in office. This is when it happened. Okay, if you guys ever seen the movie, The Sum of All Fears, okay, do you guys remember what it was? Is that they during uranium-1 they sold that uranium to Russia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is how I look at it. They were gonna skim off the top of the uranium, right? Cause a catastrophic event somewhere in the United States to pull everything in order, right? And then when it came back to when they did the testing, remember in the movie the testing when the little robot grabbed it and the little thing and they brought it back in and they were testing and they wanted to know where it was coming from. And it said the name, and they were like, where's it come from? It was ours. What they wanted to do is set the premise is that a nuclear explosion went off in the United States, and they were willing to blame somebody. When they did an investigation, found out it was going to be domestic terrorism, and then that's when they were going to shut everything down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what you need to go do is look for the Gang of 8 who signed off on that deal. They're just as cotton red-handed as Hillary Clinton is on the uranium-1 deal. That's still big to me. It still be big to, because when you're talking nuclear, you're talking weapons grade everything right there. You're talking stuff that's dirty bombs, the whole 9 yards. That kind of shit can happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our government does some foul stuff. I'm telling you. Let me tell you what. A lot of the stuff you guys see in movies, where do you think they get this stuff from? Okay? Mockingbird Media, CIA, they get all these stories and stuff from, you know, files and events that happen that they got on other people and all that, and then they turn it into a script in Hollywood, and then they make a movie, okay? A lot of this stuff just ain't made up out of thin air, okay? Some of these scripts are, you know, they're coming from, clear and present danger. I mean, it's crazy. It's something that you really need to pay attention to, so, but Texas is the play. We just got done 15 minutes ago listening to Trump talk in Alamo, Texas, down there by the border. Okay. What you guys need to start doing is when you're watching the news, and if you're watching the news to see what the other side's doing, like your CNN and your MSNBC and all those just terrible shows, and even Fox, look at the body language of these people. Don't listen to the story. Look at the body language. They're very uncomfortable right now.
Mm-hmm.
Very uncomfortable. And that's what I'm noticing because I'll do jump back and forth here and there, and I'm listening to what they're saying. It's just I know people are sitting here right now. They're probably just listening to things and watching stuff online, going absolutely like, what the hell is going on?
A lot of the people don't believe what everything's going on.
No, it's just not. So
because I know sure as hell I don't.
No. So we jump back to that. I just want to get that in about uranium-1 and all that kind of stuff. But what I want to do is the key part is right now, Texas is a super key state on all this stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the reason why Trump is down in Texas and doing so much around the wall and being at the comm stations and stuff like that, people don't understand. Do you guys understand that Texas we're like, well, that's why they call it the Lone Star State. We're out here on our own. We have a border next to another country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Meaning we're open to anything. You know, cartels, drugs, weapons. I mean, weapons come across this border like you guys would not believe.
Child trafficking,
human smuggling.
Yep.
This is where the crest of a lot of shit's happening here in Texas. Now, for us who don't live in South Texas, thank God, I love my state, but there's certain parts of this state that are terrible. South Texas is one.
Well, I wouldn't say the whole entire state or the whole entire South Texas.
Well,
but there's places that are bad.
There's areas that are pretty bad, and it's just Texas is a key part of it. And the reason why I say this is because I believe in the next coming months, everybody's going to want to attack Texas for a certain reason, because Texas has got the real big, middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
The way we just don't want to be jacked with or nothing like that. And the reason why Texas is a play is because it's a border entry. Mm-hmm. They can flood a ton of people in it super quick. And also, too, armies can, a lot of people don't understand this, armies can set up in Mexico and roll right through the border.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's a reason why Texas is one of those key players, and you should be scared of Texans. And there's a reason why you're scared of Texas, because we're real quick to react super quick to anything that's going on. Don't think a Texan will not grab his firearm and go to town
and defend themselves, yeah.
Because, like, right now, we're sitting in this studio, there's probably about 7 firearms within arm distance you guys can't see right now on camera. And then, Lord help you if you walk into the next room. But here's the thing with that. You guys can go back and look at Vladimir Putin a couple years back. He said that what's the one thing that scares him the most about the United States? You know what he said?
Yeah.
Texas.
Yep.
Flat out. So a national leader of a communist-run country, pretty much, if you want to call it that.
That's what they're calling
whatever, is saying the thing that scares him the most is Texans. Then you need to think about everything that's going on in the news.
Yeah.
Okay? Because Texas is a key marker of what's going to happen. We're not going to put up with too much shit. We don't count Austin. In the state of Texas, we don't count Austin, Dallas, and Houston.
A lot of people don't.
No, we don't. Because what happens is you get all the libtards that move from California, they come right into Austin. We're seeing it firsthand.
California, New York, all the...
We're seeing it firsthand. The real estate here in the last 8 months has
shot up.
Jumped up 30%. It's ridiculous. They've been kind of doing... pretty much in East Austin area. They've been pushing out it's a poor part of Austin. So what they've been doing is they're going in and just little by little putting micro mansions in these neighborhoods and pushing all the way out towards Maynard.
Well, that's what Adler's in trouble for now, because he's driving down the cost of the land.
Right. And we're going to get on this subject too. So if you guys watch Cuomo, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to lose train of thought on that.
Mm-hmm.
So Cuomo, all of a sudden, what you're going to see Cuomo and de Blasio going. It's all going to start fading little by little. They're going to start throwing the narrative out.
Oh, they already started.
Oh, hold on a second.
They already started.
No, the narrative of that. Okay, so there's 2 things going on here, and this is the play. Okay, this is what I figured out last night. Because what you're getting is some of these states going that the corona's starting to slide off a little.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then all of a sudden, have you noticed that in the southern states, like here in Austin, we just saw the report last night, they're putting up more triage beds. They got another area.
Which doesn't make sense, because if there's so... and I'm going to give you a little bit like what happened the other day when I went to the hospital.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I was watching this report literally last night.
2 days ago?
No, last night they had another one.
It was last night.
So we're watching it on the local news, and our libtard news in our area, they're terrible. They just, all they do is regurgitate what everybody else is saying. So they show the convention center. They got it cleared out. They got these makeshift hospital rooms, plastic draped everywhere, all this, and they got, they did this before, but here's what people are not understanding. If you're building triage like that, you got a convention center full of makeshift beds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think there was one person, and I think it was homeless, that was in there. And we had a weather break so bad here. Our weather was so bad the last couple of days and so cold. Right now we're running a heater in the studio because of how cold it is right now. These homeless would be flooding this convention center. Straight up. Yep. Straight up be flooding this convention center. So it's an op again, because what they want to do is they're teeter-tottering on the outcome of what's happening, because people know in Washington they're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Information is going to come out. The declass is coming out. So they're going to play 2 stories at the same time. So pay attention real quick of what happened. You guys can check me, fact check me, whatever you want to do. Watch your news tonight. You're going to hear a little bit of all of a sudden the hospitals are going to start overflowing.
Yep.
The second wave of corona's coming. And you already heard the CDC going, nope, that's not true.
Yep.
So the CDC is conflicting with the story. So no one knows what they're talking about. They're just saying something just to get you. It's fear mongering. It's fear mongering. What you need to do is just calm down, take a deep breath. This shit's going to ride out. It's going to get crazier as we go. The closer we get to the 19th, you're going to see some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, going case in point, we were talking about
case in
what
point
happened
with the
to
whole
you
hospital
2 nights ago.
Yeah, it was
2 nights ago.
4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning, he had to go to the emergency room.
Infection. So I walk in. I'm thinking, okay, well, I check to see because here in Texas they do an average ER time, how long it takes to get seen. And I went to Ascension Northwest, and they're like, oh, well, you have to make an appointment. You have to make an appointment.
So you have to make an appointment for an emergency.
So I'm like, make an appointment in the emergency room. I was like, okay. So I went over to a regional hospital in our area. I'm not going to say it. But I looked it up. It said 0. I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. I can just probably get in and out quick. So I get there, 4 o'clock in the morning, walk in there, get them all my information, update everything. I've been there 4 or 5 years now. And, okay, go ahead and sit over there. Not a person in the waiting room. Not one person in the waiting room at all. None. So within like 2 minutes, they call me. They didn't need to check my vitals. I already knew what was going on. So I walked in, put me in a room, and very lackadaisical when it comes to the nurse walks in. She's not standing on the other side of the room. The room's probably, it's not that big. I take my mask down. She doesn't look at me any different. And I'm like, okay, so because I when I put the mask down, I feel like I can talk more better. It's just like a big muffle.
Yeah.
So she comes in, I tell them all the information, everything is going on, and then the doctor walks in, not even 2 minutes later. And I'm like, that was pretty quick. And anybody who's ever went to the ER, they take their sweet time when they're busy. And this is the whole thing is. They are so lackadaisical when it comes to everything. She comes in, they give me all the information. Okay, well, we got to go. We'll get you your prescription. And usually, what's that take you? About 30 minutes more?
Shit, sometimes.
5 minutes later, they walk in the door. Here's your prescription.
The funny part of it is what you were telling me about the nurse's station.
Yeah. And let me finish it out real quick, and then I can tell you what happened with the nurse's station. So they come in, you do the registration, you sign stuff out. This is your prescription. So I signed everything out. Everybody that walked in the door, including the doctor, in which the doctor had 2 masks on. She had 1 mask over the other, which I can understand. So registration lady comes in to sign out. I'm walking out, literally. I look at the nurse's station, and they're literally sitting back, mask off, and I know they work together. Literally just like it was another day. And I'm like, so I'm in and out of hospital in less than 30 minutes from the time to check in, to see the nurse, to see the doctor, to get my prescription. They gave me medication there, signed out from registration, and out the door in less than 30 minutes. They didn't ask me a COVID question. They didn't ask me if I was feeling sick. They didn't ask me anything. So they didn't ask me if I took a test or anything. And I walk out, I'm like, if we have so much going on and all these people are going into the hospital, where are they?
Here's the thing. Because this is where they fucked up. Okay? You walk into a hospital, they're making it sound like people are just falling.
As soon as they walk in the door, falling over dead.
Let me tell you what it is. COVID ain't nothing more but the damn flu.
Yeah.
Okay? Period, point blank, that's what it is. You cannot tell me any different.
Well, flu is literally, but since last year has went away.
Yeah. So they're not
no more flu deaths.
All this is just basically what it is. They took the 2020, right? 2020 strain of flu and called it COVID-19.
Yep.
That's all they did. This was all planned from the beginning, because these laptops are going to show. That's why Nancy Pelosi's flipping out.
Yep.
And on top of that,
they're going to show the insurrection.
Okay, so if Trump is pardoning, as Trump is the classification Cuba terrorist organization and all this kind of stuff, does it sound like that it's the president's about to leave office? No. Second of all, Nancy Pelosi is squirming around on 60 Minutes like she don't know what the hell's going on. She's a wreck. But she just needs to be taken to the old folks home. I mean, pathetic.
Put out the pasture.
Half of you Democrats, if you guys are watching this or you're a Democrat, half of your people in Congress or the House or whatever you want to call it, y'all are just, y'all are terrible. Yeah. Y'all are so old. Y'all don't even know what's going on with today. Y'all don't have a clue what's going on.
They've been in office so long that they don't know what a normal
they can't
what a normal American goes through every single day.
No.
Basically,
all it is all they are is, and this is my God's honest opinion, because now when stuff starts coming out, it's going to feel like we were lied to our entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Our entire life. Because you're going I'm fed up to the max. I get so mad during the course of the day, and I try to calm myself down because I don't want them dictating my attitude throughout the course of the day.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. If you don't love this country, then just pack your shit and get the hell out.
Yeah.
Just go. No one wants to deal with your shit no more. I don't want to hear, I'll be honest, you're hearing captains land planes because there was Trump supporters on there and people are cheering because let me tell you something. When you start playing games like that, okay, history repeats itself. It's the same shit the Nazis did back in Germany. This is the same thing. It's just a different time. Look at the models. Watch history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Watch documentaries. Learn what they're doing. It's a playbook. I don't think the Nazi Party ever was dissolved. Okay? Operation Paperclip, if you guys check that out, Operation Paperclip is when they brought scientists, Oppenheimer, all of them. There was a lot more Nazis you think came over than anything. Okay, there's a lot more going on. They integrated into our intelligence community. They integrated into our weapons community. They integrated into it was just basically, if you guys watch Captain America, it's kind of like a Hydra type deal. Okay, they're all in cahoots. Okay, they're cahoots or caboots, whatever you want to call it. It's the same party. We got some good guys in there, very few, but everybody is blackmailed. And that's why everybody's scrambling around. There's panic in D.C. right now like you've never seen before. Don't get it twisted. Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence don't have the power to call in the National Guard. The president has the sole ownership of the military to call in the National Guard. But there is a trick because he set them up, because what happened was a government or a mayor or somebody can request the National Guard to come in. And when they do request the National Guard to come in, that means regular military can come in and assist the National Guard. It's always been Posse Comitatus Act, the whole 9 yards. People just ain't paying attention. You guys are just hearing the fire sale going on in mainstream media news. They're just out there to scare the hell out of you. Stop it. Stop it. Stop listening to your friends. Stop listening to the family members that believe this type of shit right now, because you're going to set yourself up for a lot of pain. A lot of pain, okay? Excuse me. So let's get to the Sedition Act. Everybody's freaking out, talking about Trump signed the Insurrection Act. Sedition Act, whatever. I just saw another story about that. I'm going to get to this, okay? There was saying that there was rumors that he signed the Sedition Act. Now, I don't know if he did. I don't know if he signed the Sedition Act. I keep saying it. I'm sorry, I apologize, y'all. Too much information going on right now. The Insurrection Act. Okay, everybody's saying that. I did know that he did sign the Stafford Act. The Stafford Act is basically what it is where they're bringing in the military and they're going to go ahead and have aid for the community and anything that was obstructed, businesses and things like that. They're able to get aid in water and public service and health care and all that kind of stuff during something like this. That's for Washington. But here's the slick move. I'm going to tell y'all something about it that a lot of people aren't paying attention. Okay. The airspace out of New York all the way down to North Carolina, no fly zone. Yep. So, okay, and Washington, D.C. is on military lockdown. It's because no one's allowed to go anywhere. You guys see where I'm coming with this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, okay? Trump knew that they were all coming in because Nancy Pelosi. They needed to vote for Nancy Pelosi. Okay? And he knew they were going to stick around for the 6th because it was all theatrics. So when the mayor of D.C. requested that, that gave Trump the opportunity to go, okay, I can bring in the National Guard, but let's get this straight. Trump has the ability to bring them in no matter if she requested it or not because it's the District of Columbia. It's not a statehood.
Yeah.
Okay? It's where our government runs. So they put up the fences. They didn't put up the fences for us. Okay? This is where these senators and these congressmen, y'all ain't got nowhere to go. There's panic in D.C. right now. They're panicking. People are jumping ship. They know it. They're worried like crazy, okay? Because here's the deal. Nancy Pelosi's freaking out because Trump got the military codes. Well, there's nothing you can do, Nancy. He's the president of the United States. You don't have no authority at all. You know that. You just keep bringing that up to pound the drum.
Now they're trying to invoke the 25th Amendment, and the Republicans said nope.
Nope. So, because what you're going to do is you're going to start some stuff. And I want to talk about this, too, on inaugural day. Listen, there's news reports coming out that the FBI is saying armed militias, armed citizens are going to be at every state capitol. Arm up. Look, stay your ass at home. True Trump supporters, this is a psyop. They're going to cause a false flag. I'm telling you, this is an event, so something bad could happen. Okay, they're saying there's going to be drones and planes going to be flying into the inauguration. This is just, you know what it is, because the inauguration is not going to happen, Joe. Okay? It's not going to happen. You're not going to get your fairy tale like you think in your head where you and your wife can walk down the street and wave at everybody. Not going to happen. Not going to do it. You're talking about some virtual inauguration. Let me tell you what. Here's why I know you didn't win the presidency, because you're not on TV every single day barking.
Yep.
That's what's going on, okay? You know you're cooked, flat out. Your cabinet knows you're cooked, and we all know what you're trying to do with social media platforms, okay? I got news for the social media platforms. You screwed yourself. You screwed yourself. You're going to lose. You're going to lose, because the power we gave you is the power we're taking back, okay? It's going to take a little longer, but I think people are going to be able to deal with that, because I know I can. Y'all shut the parlor off. Y'all killed my parlor. The time and energy and money and effort that we put in the parlor, you guys should be sued for that. And this is what we're talking about, because when they drop Section 230, okay, if you have the ability to make a lawsuit, make a lawsuit. Make it hurt, because I'll tell you what, right now, it's going to happen, because you're not going to take you took people's time, livelihood, money, the time they built it, the hours, health, the stress of building a company, all that. And what you did in one fell swoop is you just turn it off like a light switch. It does not happen in America like that, and you're going to feel the pain, okay? Now, all of a sudden, I heard that Twitter's got barriers around their buildings because now this is another excuse. They're worried about Trump supporters coming in and jacking them up. Ain't the people you got to be worried about, okay? The military is going to be knocking on your door. They got all your shit. They know everything, okay? They know everything I'm doing, all right? It's no big secret, but I ain't got nothing to hide, okay? When you ain't got nothing to hide, you should have nothing to fear.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep.
You ain't got nothing to hide. You should have nothing to fear. I'm just don't listen to the media. As crazy as it's going to sound, all kinds of stuff. There's going to be troop movements. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. You're going to see all kinds of weird shit happening in China. There's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm getting more information as it come in. I'm not going to even bring it up, because if I can't kind of dial it in a little bit, then I don't really want to talk about it like so many of these people. I will tell you this. You guys watched our Linwood podcast. Okay, we went over some stuff. I did go a little bit more where I didn't want to be. Okay, I actually was sent about 5 or 6 pages of the Biden laptop. All I got to say is, dear God, there should be some concern for someone's safety if you have this material.
Yep.
Okay, if you have this material, any of you guys have this material, I would advise you right now to get it off your laptop. Clear your history, do whatever you got to do, or take the laptop and drill a hole in the hard drive and get rid of the damn thing. Because I'm telling you right now, the stuff I've seen, literally, I can't unsee it. It affects me. It affected me ever since I seen it 3 days ago. I'm not kidding you. I'm not exaggerating. Some foul, wicked people we're dealing with. Okay? They're going to do everything in their power not to let this information out. I promise you. They're going to be. I think there's going to be a false flag before the inauguration to make some excuse for Biden, but Biden knows he's cooked. And from what I'm getting told, Biden's already been offered a deal right now. Nancy Pelosi's been offered a back deal just to go on and just say, I'm out of here, concede. I don't know if they're going to do it because they're so far deep they can't pull out now.
Yeah. That's
what's going on with that. So, but I will tell you, I was privy to see some stuff on the Biden laptop, and I was literally, it takes a lot for me to turn my stomach, and I just, the kid stuff, when you're talking about pedophilia or anything like that, you're crossing a line you don't even want to talk about with me. If you hurt children, you're the most, I swear to God, you need to be hung by your toes and shot.
Or beat to death with a baseball bat.
I'm serious. It's that bad. So...
all right. While you've been talking, we're talking about Congress here.
Yeah.
I went on to see when the House of Representatives took office, when they assumed office. And I don't think a lot of people are going to do this, but there's literally, this is not going with just the Democrats. This is going with Republicans as well. They've been in office long enough they don't know what's going on in the world. They get out every 2 years and go, this is what's going on.
You know why? Because they're handlers.
Yeah.
Their handlers keep everything from the outside to really know what's going on in their area.
All right. Here's Don Young from Alaska.
Yeah.
Take a wild guess how old he is.
I don't know, 90?
87 years old. He took office in 1973. 1973.
This is not something to do.
He's a Republican.
They don't do anything for America. It's all about themselves.
Yep. Okay.
It's all the same party.
Here's another one from Kentucky. He is a Republican. 1981. He's 83 years old. Here's a Democrat from Maryland. 1981. He's 81 years old. And we're talking about you're seeing these ages higher. They should be retired. What's the normal retirement age? Of 65 years old, right? When you retire and you're done?
65 or 60. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to that right now. But all I know is that.
It's crazy. Nancy Pelosi, 1987, when she got in office. She's 80 years old. She's turning 81 in March. 81 years old. So she's been in office from
hopefully
1987, 43 years.
Hopefully she's getting a
33 years.
Yeah, hopefully she's getting a Gitmo birthday cake.
Yeah, she's going to get a Gitmo birthday cake and see you. Let's see who else here. Maxine Waters, 1991. She's 82. What does she know about what we're going through, and what y'all are going through?
They don't.
At all.
The simple fact of it is these people are all about self.
Yep.
They don't care if some of these Republicans are dirty too.
Yep.
These Democrats, I'm telling you right now, this is when you go through this list, we're just looking through the list.
Sheila Jackson Lee, 1995. She is 71 years old.
Term limits
here. I can understand that they get elected every 2 years, but I honestly think it's just like the president has term limits 8 years. That's it.
Yeah. So why would the president, who controls the highest, most powerful office in the world, right, only get a 4-year term?
Yep.
Or
now it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean
2 4-year terms.
It doesn't mean they get their. You get 4 2-year terms. You can go to the Senate and have a term limit there, but 35 years, 42 years, 36 years. It's insane to me.
Well, I also found out some more information about why January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the actual original inauguration date was March 4th?
Yeah, the reason why is because of how everything back in the day with everything.
That was
papers.
I think what that was is to rush people in to get their laws passed super quick. Okay, here's the funny part. This is one thing you need to be looking at. Even if you're a Democrat and you're watching this show and you don't agree with me, I'm gonna spit some knowledge on your ass right now. Democrats the last 4 years ain't done a damn thing on passing laws. But the second this right here, they think they're going to be in power, they're going to start passing laws right away.
Yeah.
They want to come after our Second Amendment. Guess what? Got news for you. Good luck with that.
Here you go. Democratic. California. She was born in 1936. She's 84 years old. She's been in office for 21 years.
Yep.
Here's another one in Connecticut. Been in office for 21 years. 72, 74, 76. Chuck Schumer's been in since 2001. 19 years. He's 60 years old. It's time for the term limits. Get out.
I apologize, y'all.
Get out. That's the reason why they're freaking out so much, is because Trump wants to drain the swamp because of this right here.
This is the problem.
This is your problem. Your Democrats out there that are listening, and there might not be that many. You know what the problem is? It's not the guy that's been in office for 4 years. It's the people that's been in office for 30, 36, 24. All these people.
And if you go
and
back,
their ages are nowhere near us.
If you go back, go back and look at their record.
Before
they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
None of these people actually really worked a job. They didn't go out there and get a shovel in their hand and dig some dirt and eat some shit and start at the bottom. No, they were just placed in there.
Schumer was a state senator, and he was a assistant prosecutor for the United States Attorney's Office in the South District of California. That was his prior.
That's ridiculous.
Grace, she was a California State Assembly. Yes, she went to college. Woohoo. I know people that went to college that know more than people that did go to college. That didn't go to college that know more.
Oh, I know.
Let's see here. Playing 1997. This guy's from Texas. Yes, I'm talking shit about Texas right now. 65 years old. He's been in office since 1997.
Yeah, we don't need none of that. And he's a Republican?
No, yeah, he's a Republican. This is when we're talking about term limits here. Doggett.
I know Doggett.
Doggett's been in 74 years old. He's been in office since 1995.
Yeah, Doggett's a piece of shit.
You know, Sheila Jackson Lee. She was a city council member and a municipal judge. What does she have to know? Yeah, great. You're a judge. Awesome. Let me see your record as a judge. What are your conviction rates?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now. You know what that's going to be about.
Let's see here. This guy in California has been in office since 1993. He was a real estate executive. Yeah, he's a Republican, but I don't care. What does he have? What does he know about politics?
Well, what it is it's basically they're coming. It's a gravy train.
And here's another one.
They're coming to office. Trump said it.
Yeah,
it's a gravy train.
And getting that money. Getting the hell out.
And getting that money because I'm
well, they're not getting out. They're staying there for 40 years.
If you look, an average person who comes into an average what their net worth.
Jerry Nadler, 1992. He is 73 years old.
Oh, he could barely walk and wipe his own ass right now.
Maxine Waters, she was in the California State Assembly, 91, 82 years old again. That's what I'm saying. This guy, he's a Republican in Michigan, U.S. government administrator. He was an administrator, and he's been in office since 1987. Then here's another Republican from Jersey, okay? Been in office since 1981. He was a real estate executive. You know? So, like, term limits, please. The people that are causing the problem is the people that have been here the longest, and this is a list of how many people that have been here.
Okay, here we go. This is breaking now. Joint Chiefs of Staff issued military-wide memo considering Capitol riot, confirming Biden will be the next commander-in-chief. I'm looking at this document right now. It just popped up. Basically, an ordinance of the Constitution confirmed by the states and certified by Congress. President-elect Biden will be inaugurated and will become our 46th commander-in-chief. To our men and women deployed at home, safeguard our country and stay ready. Keep your eyes on the horizon and remain focused on the mission.
Who said that?
We continue your service and defend every American. And, of course, if it was, Mark Milley signed it. Mark Milley signed it. John Hayden signed it. Hayton from the Air Force. James C. McConnell signed it, U.S. General. And then Dave Berger signed it, Marines. So I don't know, from looking at this, this is unclassified. I don't know these Washington Joint Chief of Staff. I don't know if this is. See, here's my conflict with this. The Joint Chiefs of Staff can't override the president.
No.
At all.
No.
They can't.
No, that's the cabinet. His cabinet. Never mind.
No, they can't. Because here's the thing. President Trump is the commander-in-chief of the military. The Joint Chiefs, they can't send out this type of memo to everybody And here's the funny part: that Joint Chiefs of Staff issue a wide memo considering Capitol riot. Considering Capitol riot? Well, that's an odd thing to say, wouldn't you think?
Considering
the Capitol riot. Why would someone even say that?
Yeah.
So.
Considering. There might be, so we're going to do something about it.
So, and also, too, DOJ and FBI about to unleash on Trump supporters after false flag attack on Capitol, which we're going to get the flack for it because they're going to hang everybody out to dry. Like I said, they're coming after.
We didn't burn anything. We didn't destroy. Okay, windows were broken. Woohoo. We weren't burning the streets, burning down buildings, burning down small businesses, flipping over cars.
So this is how you know this is all bullshit.
Anything.
President Trump was speaking in Alamo, Texas.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Mainstream media didn't cover it.
No. You know they wouldn't.
So it was people like...
Even Fox?
They probably did. They probably just,
sugar-coated it.
Won't cover speech. So here, watch, they won't cover it. It was all... We had to watch it from Right Side on YouTube. So big up to Right Side. They're always there. It was mostly viewed on YouTube, pretty much. I mean, I'm looking at these charts and this data.
Yeah, I saw that when I was bringing up YouTube. It popped up.
Yeah. So I mean, they're the only ones that cover it. It's just, it's ridiculous. I mean, they're not even covering the president. So they're keeping the information from us.
They're suppressing the information like they always have.
Yeah, from the president. We should be able to hear our president speak.
Yep.
I know people right now are freaking out because they haven't heard too much of what's going on.
Yep.
But you're about to see some events in the next couple of days that are going to freak people out. So pray, stay calm, get your popcorn together. Some stuff's going to go on. In my mind, I believe that the Insurrection Act was signed along with the Stafford Act. I also believe Trump has military on his side. He's just there's certain things. Just watch their body language. They got the goods.
Sky News did the cover to the president.
They got the goods. We got the goods. We know what these people did. We know they've been robbing us for years. We're not going to let this country turn communist red. It's not going to happen. Sorry, folks, it's not. Okay? They don't want it to go kinetic because they know it's not the people we're going to, like I said in the previous podcast, when I talk about civil unrest and civil war and all that kind of jazz. Civil war is not going to be us out in the streets shooting each other and chasing people down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Civil war, what this means in this day and age, is factions of people going to hunt people down. Politicians, people who want to suppress information.
Mm-hmm.
If I was those people, I would be very concerned for my safety right now.
Not hunting down like we're going to shoot them for sport, but it's hunting down to make them answer the questions that everybody has towards them for suppression.
Well, I don't know.
You're going to have the radicals that are going to do it.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have
the normal
Trump supporter is not
Republican,
riled up to a point where they want to grab their gun and they want to go hurt somebody.
Yeah.
That's not what
we're going to grab you and shake the hell out of you.
What it is you're getting certain groups in this country. There's always been certain groups in the country that will take it to the edge.
Yeah.
But you got to have those people to take it to the edge. But I'm telling you, when you get the wrong class of people, when those people don't get any type of answers, and then when everybody's sitting back looking at each other and wondering about, okay, what do we do now? You can only get pushed in the corner so much and get poked on so much.
Yeah. You poked the bear. You only poked the bear so far, so much.
Only so much. So, but excuse me, y'all. I'm just right now. There's a lot for me to say. We were going to try
a lot to process.
There's a lot to process. We were going to try to. Excuse me. We were going to try to actually do it live today, but we're still having technical difficulties with that. And I do want to cover this while we're here before we cut out here.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody noticed in the past couple of days, their internet service provider has slowed down dramatically. Go ping your computer real quick. It seems like what's going on to suppress information to keep it going, because my phone, literally, I'm not getting what I used to. It's slow.
Yeah.
If you guys, I was on Facebook this morning and I noticed that it didn't even update. So they're slowing the information data down. It's not updating quicker. And I did notice when we came in here and we did a ping that our internet was way slower than it normally is. So go take time out and check that out, because you're paying for a certain amount of data, right? But a lot of people don't know right now you're not getting it.
Yeah.
So check in with your local providers and check that out. Maybe it's just me, but that's what I've noticed. I noticed that things are just not speeding up to a point to where they need to be, and that's why we weren't able to go live. Right now, I think me and you were talking this morning. We'll have our BitChute's going to be up. We're going to have our donate button. Please, what I want everybody to do, if you're watching this, if you're sitting here watching us on this Big Mike podcast, hit the subscribe button. I really need y'all to hit the subscribe button.
Comment as much as you can.
You know, even
we do read the comments.
Oh, James reads the comments.
Yep.
Comment below, hit the bell, subscribe,
follow
us,
follow us on Facebook.
You guys are already taking the time out to watch it. Just hit the subscribe button.
Yeah. They're not suppressing us yet. So just do what we can do and get this information out. Subscribe, share, like, follow.
We're not dropping a ton of information that people really they're going to go. You want to go down the QAnon thing? We're not doing none of that. Okay, y'all just calm down with that shit. A lot of stuff's getting misconstrued. You got certain other people dismissing it and other people all over it. Look, just all I'm asking you is just look at people's body language right now. Look at the demeanor of our president. Does it look like he's leaving anytime soon?
It doesn't look like he's stressing out too much to me.
Nope.
He doesn't look like a man that's stressed.
No. He's protected. He's like I do know, he's snug as a bug in the rug. Okay? He's got the right people around him. Okay? And I will tell you this. This is my prediction. Joe Biden will not be inaugurated on the 20th.
He will be arrested before that.
Well, he could be arrested. But what I think he's going to make a deal. Yeah,
and guess what? Anything that happens before the 20th, Trump's your president still.
Oh, remember this when I'm going to say this, and we're going to cut out right here. Remember what I say. Trump is the best when it comes to the art of war.
And the art of business.
And the art of business. He knew going into office, okay, this is how I look at it. Dude, this was started when he walked into office.
Yeah.
This was already started. The intel, he knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. He knew about all this. He knew about the dirt before he got to Washington because he was in the dirt.
Yeah.
With these people.
He was already there, just not as a politician.
He's already said it before. These people used to come in his office and beg and suck his kneecaps for money.
Yep.
Democrats and Republicans.
Yep.
So he knew what type of people they were.
Yeah.
Okay? It just took a little bit of time to weed out who the rats were.
Yep.
Okay? And once he's got the right people behind him, all that. Here's what I'm saying. If you're reading anything, Joint Chief of Staff, you can shove that paper and I'll wipe my ass with it. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything. I don't care what you say. You're not the president. You don't decide who the president is, and that's what they're trying to do. Like I said, you're going to see a lot more outlandish stuff happen.
Here's that memo. Shove it up your ass.
Pretty much. So just be prepared. Just stay calm. Don't worry about anything.
These people, the radicals, what happens at the Capitol, the people that freaked out, and the guy with the buffalo and whatever, those are radicals. A normal Trump supporter, you see them, they just chilled out in the lawn. Well, they're going to make their point across. They're going to get their point across.
Well, it was all set up. I mean,
exactly.
There's a lot of variables going on. We're seeing videos of the Capitol Police letting people in.
Yeah.
I mean, so that right there, I would be investigating the folks, what was going on. They already had it before the 6th. House and the Senate, all of them already had a conference about bringing in the National Guard to protect the building.
Yeah, because they knew something was happening.
The Democrats said no.
Now they're wanting Blue Lives Matter. I just saw that on one of my libtard friends on Facebook the other day. Back to police. You just said not even 4 weeks ago, defund the police. Now it's back to blue.
Yeah, see, they're all over the map. Whatever, all it is they're going to say it lip service.
Yep.
To what provides them cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they need the police.
Defund the police. Now they need the police. So the party of Trump supporters always been law and order.
Yeah.
And they bitched and moaned for 4 years about law and order.
And
now all of a sudden they want law and order because all of a sudden now you libs out there, now you're worried because you saw Wheeler get his ass knocked out.
Yep.
Okay. You saw Schumer get bombarded in that when he was trying to run his mouth in New York. That lady came up and went off on him. See, guess what? Like I said in previous podcasts, you're touchable.
Yep.
You're touchable. Always remember that. You think some of the stuff we've done for blood and country and this flag, you don't think you're touchable?
Yeah.
You're sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to leave y'all with this. do not be scared of the next couple of days that are coming down the pipe. It's going to be rough listening to the news. They're going to tell you a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of things going on in D.C.
a lot of stuff
people don't know about. There's a lot of stuff. I can say certain things right now, but I'm not, because I want to keep my cool. I want to keep the peace and let level heads just kind of stay calm, because the information that's going to come out in the next couple of days, people are not going to know what to do. They're going to panic.
Yep.
But it has to happen. It has to hurt a little bit before it starts to feel better.
Yep.
So, but this is the Big Mike Podcast. Once again, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, leave a comment. Thank y'all. I love y'all. God bless America. And like I said in the last one, Trump's still our president until he's not our president.
Yep.
That's how it's going to roll.
Yep.
So thank y'all. We'll see you on the next podcast. We'll do it Thursday. We're going to do another one on Thursday. Thank y'all for the views. Thank y'all for the comments. I'm Big Mike. It's the Big Mike Podcast.